Well, I've just got back and opened the window and everything else. No dogs getting in here today. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, that gets you alert, doesn't it? Get down, get down. Get down, I don't mean fucking dance on me bed either. It's me Explorer. What's the matter with it? Get your foot out the ashtray, stupid dog hulkster. Has it got you a bit befuddled, has it? Is it? Does that mean you're ready to eat your dinners now, are you? Right, you've been on all of them, haven't you? And I've only got so much food to eat today until I can get out again. But for now, we've been out sorting stuff out. Because I needed a ciggy. And after the stupidness first thing this morning, winding me up, I went and got myself some ciggies. Because you can still buy 10 ciggies, I found out today. Because I didn't quite have enough for a pouch of tobacco. Now these ones are fucking jank, as is the tobacco, and it's full of fucking fire retardant shit. So be careful if you crack one of them open, because you only want the tobacco out of it, not the brown fucking fire retardant paper. Because they keep fucking going out, don't they? So, that's what all that shit is in my ashtray then. Where's my lighter with its whistle? So I've got a recall whistle for the dogs. And they do recognise the sound of it. So apparently this company I ordered the catapult from, right, was paying its taxes and everything. This is the funny thing about it. So it's paying its taxes, conducting normal business with this country, selling a legal product which was stopped, right, doesn't break any laws, doesn't break any laws, it's got a fishing reel on it. Right, if I was fishing darts at fish instead of a fishing rod, right, so it can be used for sea fishing as well, to catch mullet with. You can fire out bait, you can fire out little harpoons if you want to. So because I'm not allowed to have the catapult, I'm still going to order the tips, and I'm going to make my own one, because they're saying I can't have one and it's a legal item. So I'm just going to buy a laser sight, yeah, order a fishing reel to go on the bottom of one, which I can quite easily bolt onto it, screw and bolt on the bottom of the catapult, and just buy a Black Widow with a laser sight, but order all the bits separately so it's cheaper. Therefore, the UK government has just done itself out of all the taxes it would have had from that sale of item. Yeah? That's not a very good business model, is it, for someone that's supposed to know how business works as a Prime Minister? Right? So when he needs to bring taxes in, he can't bring taxes in because his different departments are seizing the items, forcing refunds. So, this is what I'm thinking, right? Because the company had has had the money for the past couple of weeks. Right. So they've had it for 2 weeks, earning interest on that money. Yeah? So when I get a refund, they're losing money on a transaction through taxation, while allowing a company to generate money off of the interest of the seized item, which would have had taxes paid on it as well. So in their corrupt little system, they would have got 2 lots of taxes, one for the financial transaction with a foreign company, and 2 for the actual item. So they've lost a lot of taxes in that process, haven't they? And they've caused harm to a business transaction, which is deviousness in contracts, is it not? Right. So the government are breaking the law here. Right? It's not an illegal item. I'm not banned from owning one. So I had no right to interfere. So I'm just going to order it again next time. And keep ordering it. And keep ordering it. And keep ordering it. And if I'm getting a refund each time, then it's just tying my money up, isn't it? Not in a bank, but in a company that will give me my money back. Do you see what I mean now? Just in case anything happens to the financial services. Because there's got to be a consequence now, hasn't there? Just to make them hesitate before they do something like that again. Now, the banking system is electronic, is it not? Oh. And you've just pissed the slider off by infringing on his rights to provide food to go in his freezer. Which is my right as an Englishman. I can go and shoot rabbits, I can go and hunt fish, I can go and shoot pheasants. Just because I do not own a shotgun licence or anything like that, so I cannot legally possess a gun, I could still buy a gun, but have trouble obtaining a licence for one. So, would I, being a disabled person, want to lug round a chair, a tackle box, a rod bag, all of that, plus a couple of dogs as well, as a disabled person? I wouldn't want to do that, would I? No. So that was the idea of buying the catapult, see, less effort to go hunting. So I could be walking my dogs alongside the river, which is just up the road there, and I could spot a trout near the edge. And I could quickly get that trout and put it in my fucking frying pan when I got home, couldn't I? Having a lovely bit of dinner. But apparently not. I'm only allowed to go and get one from a shop. Oh, that's why they did it. Let me just tell you something. I've actually watched as somebody got a tiny bit of fishing wire with a tiny little hook on it, and he mixed up a dumpling mix. Yeah, just squidgy, floury texture. Yeah, nothing else in it, just that, a dumpling mix. Yeah, and he's covered the hook, just a little bit on it, just to cover the hook. and he's standing beside me on a bridge looking in a trout pool on a lake, on a river that goes through a city. Yeah, it's a pool, it's not fenced off, it's not a private lake or nothing like that, but there's trout swimming in it. You can see him in the clear water, so he's just like a dart, just thrown it off the spool, no reel, no nothing, no rod, just thrown the line right on top of where the trout was. Trout's gone for it, he's gone whop, one trout, done the same again, whop, same out, 5 trout out in a minute, off, gone. He was just on his way to work. The guy's a chef, so he caught the trout, took him to his place of work, where the trout inspector lives, opposite where the trout are swimming about in the pool now, right? So he's gone off to work, and he's cooked the trout for the guy to pay his meal in the restaurant to eat his own trout. Do you see how that works? Right, so as a sovereign born person, if I see a trout and want to catch it and eat it, I can eat it, can't I? Right, so the government in this equation would be the people that would be stealing the tool to catch the fish, wouldn't they? Yeah? Forcing you to go to a shop to buy the fish, which they have provided for you, when they don't really need to be in the equation at all, do they? Right, so I can go anywhere and buy a catapult, add the bits to it and make my own one, can't I? And then I've got one. And I can do that a lot less than the price that I'm getting refunded for it. So they've just made me think for myself, because I'm going to have one. Because that's what I need to have. I don't want to be, as a disabled person, carting around loads of fishing. Get the fuck over there. Loads of fishing tackle and equipment just to go fishing to get a bit of peace with me dogs. Bag on my back, that's it. That's all I need. I don't need a crate of beer to go fishing with, do I? So it's going to be less equipment, food, drink. While I'm on a walk, if I see a fish that I want, bosh, got it, gone. Not set up all the equipment and stay put for an hour or two, and then, because the dogs aren't going to settle down and let me have peace, are they? They're going to want to move on to another spot and do what dogs do. So that's the point of doing it that way. Right? If I see a zander in the river, I can catch and kill it. It's a predatory fish, so it's edible. Invasive species to this area. They're just more ferocious than pike, but they're in these waters around here. Invasive species. They're allowed by law to be caught and killed, yeah, without a license even, because they're an invasive species. So there, that's that law circumvented straight away, isn't it? Can have it for catching zander. It's got a fishing reel on it. It's clearly not a weapon. It's got a fishing reel attached to it. It's clearly not a weapon. No legitimate reason to seize it. Right? No legitimate reason to seize it. So I'm going to reorder it. And if it gets seized again, I'm going to contact Mr. Sunak on his Facebook page and demand to know why it's being seized. and taxes are not being paid on the seized item, which is a legal item for me to own. And I'm going to ask him to explain it to his Facebook followers why he should do that. Why he should allow his government departments to do that, to stop us from hunting or fishing. It breaks no law. Why are they stopping us in any way, shape or form from hunting and fishing legally in this country? Doesn't involve a court case, does it? Like an armed policeman with a machine gun. So, you know? Oh. You're allowed to hunt and kill people with machine guns and your stupid little laws like the Investigatory Powers Act, aren't you? But we're not allowed to go and hunt and fish food to put in our bodies to survive with. What is that you're saying to us then? Because that sounds like tyrannical rule, does it not?